Nigeria missing out of top 10 universities in Africa. Africa, oh, not the whole world. Oh. Anyways, the list of the top 10 universities in Africa for the year 2024 as ranked by EduRank, which is a top source for social media analytics in the education sector, has been released, and no Nigerian university is in the top 10. All right. Now, the organization stated this on their website that the ranking was based on research outputs, non-academic prominence, and also alumni influence. Now, it added that it arrived at the ranking after analyzing 24.5 million citations received by 2.16 million academic publications, which was made by over 1,000 universities, all from Africa. Okay, so in the ratings for 2024, no Nigerian university made it to the top 10. The top ranked Nigerian institution after the top 10 mark is the University of Ibadan, obviously, which was ranked at number 13 in Africa. And it's also ranked number 1,057 in the whole world. Okay, all right, so 7 out of the top 10 universities in Africa are all located in South Africa. 1 is located in Egypt, 1 in Uganda, and 1 in Kenya. Okay, so gentlemen, because of our time, let me not go on and on. It's all there online. You can go check. But, you know, this again, you know, brings to the fore the discourse about the state of Nigerian tertiary institutions, okay? And I'm not talking about structures this time around. I'm talking about the quality, the quantum of actual education, useful education. Do you understand that our children are getting really from our Nigerian universities? Let's talk about, you're a lecturer, by the way, so you should know.
I know that even the Egypt that you mentioned, that should be Al-Azhar. One thing there is this: go to Al-Azhar University, Jamia in Egypt, you will see a lot of Nigerians there, taking them as lecturers. So what are you talking about? I know somebody, he just is one of our professors that just immediately left Nigeria as vice chancellor. Gambia picked him to be vice chancellor of the federal university, so that you will know. So
it's not really the lack of human resource really for our universities.
You know, anytime we talk about ASU, NASU, I always say this for people: there's going to be a time we will not have lecturers to take our kids again. We will not see any lecturers to take our kids again. We are killing them inside. How do you want a lecturer to give all the best when the federal government has said it's 5 months salary because of one thing, because they protested that they did not pay them, and you want that lecturer to give the best? 2, if you want to give your best and there is no equipment to even give that best, how are you going to rent a school that doesn't have chemicals, that doesn't have even the laboratory? It's just caricature that you see there. Have you not seen that even in primary school, how did they treat fraction? In this century, you are see they're using already to treat fraction, to teach fraction in classes. So the same way is applicable. Then how many of our lecturers were being financed by TED fund for all these external conferences? Not anymore. Majority of the vice chancellor, they've turned themselves into tips too, where they are focusing test funds on structure, not on the content of the lecturers. So those ones also accumulate. Then another thing again is this: there are some certain people that find themselves to be lecturers. They are not born lecturers. It is because they know somebody, they find themselves. One thing is to be brilliant. Another one is to have the ability and capability to impute what you know into somebody else. So all this, when you accumulate it together, then another one again is this: if you are talking about citation, is he a lecturer that doesn't have money to go to conferences, the one that will publish papers for international journals? Or is he, I know a particular state,
but they're always publishing papers, Sha.
No, one thing, no,
they are publishing handouts.
No.
Yeah, because I was a student once. They're always publishing handouts, but we keep buying handouts.
That is your own time. There is no school that one has passed.
Oh, okay. Except that.
When we say published papers, it's different from
I understand. I do.
One thing there is this. What people don't know is this. Do you know that it is better for somebody to be a secondary school teacher at times than to be a lecturer? You know the reason?
No.
As a secondary school teacher, you have a lot of tutorial centers that you can go after the school. You have some private lessons you can have. What will a lecturer have? You've never seen a lecturer that is collecting 70,000 naira. A lecturer 70,000 naira in this the same country.
Which is why they do all the hanky-panky they do. I was only trying to buttress, you know, your point on the fact that lecturers are not putting in their best because of all of these things. Okay, so they always look for how to cut corners. One of them is they insist you must buy. Yes,
I'm telling you.
I'm happy it has passed.
And one thing again is this: even where is the money to even publish? You know, if you have to publish, you have to spend your money,
of course,
and students will come and buy. Who are the students that will even want to buy that your published books? Majority of the schools are banned the selling of books, and where they even sell it, it's not even compulsory. You can't make it compulsory, and you have to put it in the school. They have a school cafeteria, a school, whatever they sell. That school is going to take his own share.
Take his own part of that.
One thing there is that
so everything is different now.
Politicians or wealthy people, they've sat down. Now, what are the way to even tackle the poor? Is by making sure that education is out of reach of the poor. If not because of that, and look at the private schools upon millions, billions, they are not on it.
So, Mr. Ibero, for you, this is a setup.
It's a setup.
Mr. Chopito, let me have your view, please.
It's very sad. It's very sad because when you look at it and you put it in context, we're saying in Africa.
Africa.
Top 10. Not top 100, top 10. There's no Nigerian university.
None.
It's a serious cause for concern. Unfortunately, I really don't think that the people that can do something about this care.
Yeah.
They don't care. They're not interested. They're going to, another budget cycle after budget cycle, they'll go to the National Assembly, they'll present a budget, education budget, we'll see the billions there, and it will disappear. Nothing is going to change. How universities are funded, what's the governance structure, how do we ensure that academic pursuit can be the forefront of the reason they exist, because that's not the case right now, and that's why we're not in that ranking. I did something. I just looked at that and I thought, which angle should I come from on this topic? So I decided to check out other professions, just randomly, just a few. Same story.
And see how we are ranked.
Same story. Top 10 in Africa. Would you believe that in banking, where we think we're doing well, where we have the likes of First Bank, 150, 130, Access Bank,
branch in UK, branch in France,
yes, exactly. That's what I thought. I thought, we have Access Bank. Sorry for advertising for them. South Africa, UK, New York,
US, everywhere.
They have branches, and it's the same story for quite a number of our other banks. The highest ranked bank in Africa, on a top 100 ranking, the highest Nigerian bank is in number 12. Number 12, we're outside of the top 10. And then you've got 13 and 14, three of them immediately following each other. And that was before the devaluation, because that ranking is done based on their tier 1 capital in local currency converted to dollars. So by the time you now convert to dollars based on the new valuation of the way further down, that's for banking. I looked at hospitals, healthcare. Surprisingly, what I found quite interesting is the highest ranked hospital in Nigeria on the ranking that I looked at. There are so many rankings. Was Aro in Abeokuta.
Yes.
Psychiatric hospital.
Yes, psychiatric hospital.
Okay.
Because that ranking, again, just like this one that you referenced, was looking at contributions to science.
Yes.
So apparently, the psychiatric hospital, UCH, was also listed. I think UCH was number 30 or so. Those are the places where you have contributions in terms of medical science, in terms of the running, but in terms of pursuit of medical science advancement, you have that type of stuff in these government-owned hospitals. Shockingly, all our brilliant, beautiful edifices of all these private hospitals that I will not call their name for, so that your commercial people will not come and arrest me.
Koni meaning.
Is meaningless. They are not even in the top 1,000.
No, is it not those people in
not in the top
public
1,000.
they are using to service the private?
You understand? So we lack substance. The things that the world measure to determine whether you are doing well or not, you are nowhere. Whether it's in banking, whether it's in healthcare, whether it's in education. I even looked into hospitality.
Don't let us
Our
go there.
hotels are nowhere.
5-star hotel.
to be found.
Some I know one particular hotel. Every day they will have another picture. They will not send it on Facebook. They will not bring it to a which kind of this. At the end of the day, you will not find
So
it.
even the tangible things, even the intangible things, we're not.
So you see, we have a problem as a country. We call ourselves the giants of Africa, and the potential is there, and the potential has been there for as long as I can remember. But we are not fulfilling it.
Even in politics,
Because
where are we?
everywhere,
Even
in
in politics,
governance, you know. I mean, imagine us celebrating. I celebrated too. In fact, my wife took issues with me seriously. That how can you be celebrating something as small as this? When the blue line, when the red line was launched, if you see how I was happy, I was happy. I said, "Oh my God!"
At least
because I travel abroad and I use train.
I think
I use train. So I was like,
Finally.
So I can now take a train from Agege and get off at Ido and go to Mile 2 by connecting with the blue. And I thought, oh, this is fantastic. I really hope Sanwo-Olu can do the purple line and the orange line as well. But look, it's a drop in the ocean compared to the things that we need to do. You know, so in governance, infrastructure, we're just far behind. So this is not surprising. This education ranking and the fact that we don't have any Nigerian university in the top 10 is the same across all professions, all fields of endeavor, all fields of walks of life. You know, Nigeria is nowhere to be found. We're not anywhere near where we ought to be, and it's a wake up call.
It is a wake up call.
We need to be
It is.
more. We need to be more purposeful as a people. We need to stop pursuing irrelevancies, stop the divisions, and focus on how we can hold our politicians accountable, because that's where this is coming from. The politicians are only interested in eating from our budget, budget padding. That's what they're interested in. We have to fight them. So, you know,
there are certain countries that can even understand if they are ahead of Nigeria, maybe like South Africa. I'll be like,
yes, exactly.
okay.
South
But
Africa,
there are some African countries.
When you see Namibia,
when I see Uganda, because we
Kenya,
all know
Kenya.
the story. Like I'm always like,
how many universities are in Uganda? How many?
Mauritius.
They don't
even
have one.
Ghana, I'm like, how?
Mauritius.
Don't even go there.
Mauritius.
The other day we're talking about countries, African countries that are not safe for women, because Nigeria will be number one in those kind of,
Absolutely.
Then I'm seeing countries like Eswatini, countries that even some Africans don't know is an African country that even exists. Those kind of countries,
They'll say, which one is Eswatini?
and you're like how, but
Guinea.
it is what it
If
is.
Guinea will now be bragging that their economy is better than the one of Nigeria. Guinea.
In a form. It's not that kind of Guinea,
I know, but Guinea.